I'm back, and this time with something that's more education and less tutorial. So, we're going to talk about Browse 101. And this is for all my women out here, but especially for us mature ladies, 50 and older, 40 and over. I got you. Okay. I got you. I want to make sure that you have all the knowledge that you need to get your brows done correctly or to do your brows correctly. I know that you're probably getting tired of seeing a brow tutorial. So I just wanted to take a little break and make sure that I'm informing you as if you are my client because these are some things that we should know. Stay tuned. Stay watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kechia Taylor. I've been a brow artist and esthetician for over 20 years. I own my own brow salon, product line, permanent makeup academy. I do it all when it comes to beauty. So I definitely want to make sure that we are redefining our 50s, ladies. We are redefining what 50 look like. Okay, when it comes to body, when it comes to beauty, when it comes to, of course, the infamous brows, because that frames our things. Let's get started with this Brow Education 101. This is something that we all need to have, especially us mature ladies, us ladies over 40s, going into our 50s, over 50s, 60, because people don't be treating our brows right. We be coming to them saying we're losing our brow hair, or we don't like this and we don't like that. I hear it all. I do brows all day and I train students on how to do brows. So I hear every story. One of the episodes, I'm going to go over every single comment that I get for brows. Now, most of us ladies don't like our brows. I don't know, y'all. You got to start loving yourself, loving your brows. I mean, I love my brows and they're sparse and all, but I love creating them. I love the way they look when I create them. And I want you to love the way you look when you create your brows. That's why I'm doing this Brow Education 101. I wrote down everything, so I make sure that I don't miss anything in this brow education. The first thing that you need to be aware of is understanding your brow shape. Okay. Understanding your brow shape. It has very little to do with your actual face shape, but understand that you have your God given brow and brow bone for a reason. So, understanding if you have a more rounded shape, if you have a more angular shape, if you have a more square shape, understanding where your brows start. That's the first thing that you need to do. Like me, I have a rounded bottom, but a soft, angular top, which is weird, but I work with it. So I do round out the bottom part of my brows and I give the top a soft, angular look. Okay, because that's what kind of brows that I have for my brow bone. So understanding your brow shape, that's the first thing that you want to do. Because when you go to somebody and you explain to them, although a professional will be able to understand what to do with your brows, you need to know yourself. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? And what is the shape that you have? And sometimes the best way to do that is to get a picture of yourself, print it out, and mark the shape inside, whether it's square or rounded. And that's a good way of determining what is your brow shape. The second part of brow education is brow grooming. Most people think that brow grooming is just all about the shape, but it is not. It is how you take care of your brows. A lot of clients come to me saying that their brows won't grow or their brows won't stay down or they have curly brows. Well, it's all about the grooming. Just like your skin, you want clear, glowing skin. If you want full brows and you want brows, period, then you want to invest in brow grooming. Some of the things that you want to look at when it comes to brow grooming is whether you're getting waxing, which is not recommended for everybody. That's why I always say to go to a professional, a licensed professional when they wax, because sometimes you are not eligible for wax if you are on retin-A, trinatoins, adaptoline, which is different, or it's one more severe one, but it's not coming to the top of my head. But if you're on different medications, you can't get wax because if someone wax you or you wax yourself, you could burn your skin or ultimately you can take off a piece of your skin. You don't want that. You want to be aware if you're on any medications that will prevent you from getting wax or if you are sensitive towards wax, please let your esthetician, cosmetologist, brow artist, or wax artist know what your sensitivities are and what you are allergic to, okay? Because that's important. Just don't go in and get waxed. Make sure that you understand that waxing is a chemical put on your skin and has to be ripped off. And it is a certain amount of heat that is needed to warm up the wax so that we can put it on your skin so that we can rip it off. If you can't get waxed, then maybe tweezing is best for you. Now, tweezing is safe for everybody, but everybody don't tweeze the hairs right. And a lot of people say pluck. You don't want to pluck the hair out of the shaft. It's a certain way that you tweeze the hairs. You want to keep the tweezer down on the skin and never lift it up. And that takes precision and it takes skill and it takes a good brow artist to be able to do that. Please be careful with your choice of brow artistry. Be careful when you choose your esthetician or cosmetologist. You don't want to just pluck hair off out of the shaft. Now, for instance, plucking hair out of the shaft is equivalent to just pulling your hair out. Okay. And you wouldn't pull your hair out. So you don't want to get your brows plucked out. You want to get your brows tweezed out and you want to get them tweezed out perfectly. And the next option you can get is threading. Okay. Threading is another option. It's also a safer option if they're using like cotton thread and you're not allergic to it. I don't recommend threading for everybody because ultimately threading and wax, all depilatories are made for your hair to not grow back at all. So sometimes your skin and your brows may be too thin to get threading. You might want to fall back and go ahead and get the tweezing, but threading is a good option. Another option is a cream depilatory or depilatory, however you want to pronounce it. That's a good way to put on unwanted hair and wiping it off. Now, these are things like Sally Hansen hair removal, Nair hair removal. I'm not recommending that you do that because that's also chemicals on your skin. And if left on too long, you can burn your skin. If you decide to use a depilatory, make sure that you base your brows with a Vaseline or Aquaphor first so that you won't burn your skin. But again, I'm not recommending it, but if you choose to do it, just use those precautions. Brow grooming is going to give you that desired look, that sculpted brow, that non sculpted brow, that clean, polished look. And also, brow grooming, you can control the growth of your brows. Saying you have curly brow hair, just getting a good grooming job will do the trick if someone knows how to cut curly brow hair and really get it to start growing in the right direction. And just staying consistent with your brow routine, not switching up on products all the time. That is a part of brow grooming. All right, so let's get into brow products. This is my favorite, all-time favorite thing to talk about. You have your pencils, you have your powders, you have your pomades, you have your tints. They're all great choices. But again, it depends on your skin type. Okay. It depends on your skin type. I have drier skin, so I use a pencil that is hard and dry because my brow makeup won't wipe off when I do that. That's important for me, but it's important for you to know your actual skin type. Do you have dry skin? Do you have combination skin? Do you have oily skin? Know your skin type and know what brow product to work with your skin. There are so many products out here in the market, so you can at least narrow them down to the top three. You have your pencils. Make sure that you select a good pencil. Be careful. Make sure that you select a pencil that go with your brow pattern, your brow type. If you are getting into powders, make sure that you select the right color that you need and make sure that you have the actual skin for the powder. Powder works great with oily skin types because you don't need another thing to put it on. Like me, my skin is dry. In order for me to use powder, I have to dip the brush in water first, dip it in the powder, and then put it on. Again, powder do require you to work with the angle brush or a regular brush when putting on your brow makeup. Okay. Make sure that you want to do that. I don't want to do that. I just turned 50. I like an easy breezy brow routine. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I get up and I don't even do my brows, but I'm at work. And so I do my brows when I'm at work, of course, because I'm a brow artist and I'm working on people's brows all day. So the least I can do is show up with my brows done. Now you have pomades. Pomades are a little bit thicker than brow powders, but pomades, you have to be careful because if you have thin hair, it can pull your hair out, especially for us mature ladies who our hair is thinning and we might have some perimenopause or some menopausal things going on where our hair is falling out. But pomades are a great choice if you are a younger lady. And it's also a great choice if you have no brow hair, because then you can create and conceal that skin that's showing and you can create a brow that you want. But if you don't have any brow hair, then it might be time to consider some other options, such as microblading, nano brows, or powder brows to get some brows on there instead of worrying about products all day. So that's just another option. And then you have your brush on brow tints. Those are actually pretty good. If you just want to keep your brows natural, you don't get them groomed, you don't get them waxed, you just want to have a little color just to fill in the area a little bit, those are good choice. They come in a tube that look like mascara, but they're a brow tint, and you can put them on and you can wipe them off. Another option is brow tinting and brow henna. You can get that done from a licensed professional, and that will give you a temporary solution that lasts like 7 to 10 days. Like if you're going on vacation and you know you're getting in water and you don't want your brows to come off, then I highly recommend brow tinting or brow henna. Okay, so those are some things that I recommend when it comes to brow products. So know what brow products and know what brow services that work for you. When it comes to products, we also have brow gels and we have brow soaps and things that keep our brows tamed. They're not one size fits all, but a brow gel is very harmless. Just make sure you check the ingredients. You don't want to be putting something that have carcinogens in them or can cause you a long-term effect. Those fall under products as well. I'm always gonna talk about hydration. Hydrate, okay? Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Your brows will need moisture. So using that castor oil, using grapeseed oil, using a little bit of that serum and moisturizer, your face moisturizer goes a long way. Okay. Again, underneath the brow is your skin and you want to take care of it and drink lots of water. That's going to help with everything in your body, not just your hair growth and your skin and your brows, but everything. Let's get everything moving in our bodies, keeping that area on your skin hydrated. Now, the sleep on your brow routine. Ladies, have you ever woke up and it was a spot in your brows and you wonder where that came from? Don't sleep with makeup on and don't sleep on your brows. Like, don't have this like this. You can be pulling out your brow hair at night because when we sleep, we're unaware of what we're doing. Okay. And always remove any type of products from your skin. So, don't sleep on your brows and don't sleep in any makeup under any circumstances whatsoever. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Take that makeup off and take it off very gently. When you are wiping your makeup off your brows, make sure that you are not wiping them off hard. Make sure that you are wiping them off in the direction of the hair pattern. That's going to save you time. It's going to save you irritation and it's going to save your hair follicles. Taking care of your brows, it's just gonna help you and your overall look more healthy looking, okay? Help you looking more healthier looking. I hope this brow education was helpful to you. I have a lot of tips and tricks for you when it comes to brows and beauty and makeup. Although I'm not a big makeup person, I do brows, lashes, and lips, okay? Brow, lashes, lips, oh, concealer and blush. So yeah, I do a full face, but I just keep it minimal or try to. I will let my lipstick be the dramatic part of my face and then kind of pull everything back because as I age, I want to look more natural. I want to look younger. Of course, we all want to look younger. And I don't want to have too much makeup on or too much product on my face where I'm creasing and I'm looking unnatural. And a lot of this you can help. Wrinkles are very natural, right? It's something that we all get. We get crow's feet. So we get this stuff. These are things we get. On the outside, you can do like a lot of different things. But on the inside, it's still aging with your body. So you want to do certain things to stay up to par. Again, when it comes to brows, those are my tips that I have for you. I hope this education was good. And I hope that you learned something that you didn't know before. So give me a like. I'm new to YouTube, y'all. So if you like this type of content, make sure that you subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you have some videos or some ideas that you want me to go over, make sure that you put that in the comments. I will be happy to make a video, all things brows, all things beauty, skin, fitness, health, whatever you want to know. I'm here to give you all the tips and hacks and tricks that I have that I'm using daily, and that keeps a smile on my face. If you didn't catch some of the brow tutorials, I'll link them below and you can go back and catch up. And I'll see you in the next video.